Welcome to the Scoff and Rant. Today we're making Oreo cheesecakes. So to get started, I've taken 18 Oreos and I've mashed them with a tablespoon of butter, not margarine, butter, unsalted butter, and it's all just mashed away. And I'm almost ready. So my next step is I've taken about 600 grams of soft, full-fat soft cheese, and I put it in here with a cup of caster sugar, and I'm going to put some vanilla essence inside it, and I'm just going to whisk away. This is pure vanilla. You can get it from Costco or God knows wherever. But if you've only got the essence, you don't need the real thing. You know, this is fine. I think this is the real thing actually. It might just be. So now I'm just going to put this in there. Vanilla essence in there. So you only need like a splash. And we're going to mix away. Now this recipe is not for the faint-hearted because there is a lot of cream and everything that could stop a horse dead in its tracks involved. And I'm going to put about half of this, so this is about 500 ml, I think. Where is that? Yeah, I'm going to put half of this anyway inside it. Okay. Yeah. And I'm going to whisk it until it sort of firms up. And in there I'm going to put 3 eggs in, because it's going to be baked. Too thick. And I'm going to put a little bit more cream. My goodness. This is one crazy mixture. And you whisk it until it's sort of firm and until it's almost doubled in size. Then I'm going to bake them in like cupcake wells. I'm doing this because I could use ramekins, but those would take so long and I don't have enough ramekins, so I'm just going to make them in cupcake wells and in a cupcake tray. Oil every well in here, and then I'm going to put my base in here, and we're good to go. I've taken a knob of butter and I'm just going to work my way around each well with this butter. Get a spoon of the crushed Oreo and butter mixture and just, you know, press down with the spoon. Pressed it down with the back of the spoon and it's just been pressed down, and you can sort of see it's firm, like the butter in there is, you know, firmed it up. Now I've done my bases and I've taken about 10 Oreos and I've mashed it all up inside the mixture so it's got some sort of, you know, Oreo looking look, and so it tastes a bit of Oreo aside from just the base. So now I'm just gonna, I mean, when you're doing this you don't need to specially mash it. It's quite nice to have Oreo chunks in there. So I'm just gonna break it with my hands, you know, into rough big chunks, and I'm just going to mix it all up, and then what I'm going to do now is just ladle it in here. So I'm just going to do this one by one. I'm just going to ladle it, and this is going to go into the oven for about 40 minutes. On about 250. Everyone, so we're back a day later. Our Oreo cheesecakes are out of their shells, or the wells, the cupcake wells, and basically the reason we're doing this is because when you make them, they've got to kind of cool in the ramekins or in the wells before you take them out, and so they cool in the wells for about an hour, and I usually let them cool, you know, outside the oven for an hour. I put them on a rack like this, and then I stick them in the fridge. Don't worry too much about the shapes at the top. I think that's part of the beauty, but yeah. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do like a little topping for it. We're going to whisk some cream and a 1/4 cup of sugar. I don't want the cream to be too sweet because some white chocolate's going to go inside the cream, and then we're going to pipe that on the top of this. So we have about 600 mils of cream here, and a 1/4 cup of sugar, and we've got 3 white chocolates melted here. And so I'm going to get whisking now. I'm going to start whipping this up, and I'm not going to whip for too long because I don't want it to curdle. Slowly add in this in. Now we're going to take a spatula. I've got this really bendy one. It's very, very flexible. It just really gets around the sides. I'll show you what this looks like. It's whipped up so the chocolate cooled well, and now it's whipped into this sort of like not really a ganache. Well, because it's not cooked, but you know, it's, yeah, it's different. You have to taste it to know it. So it's like a really, really firm, sort of like whipped up cream mixture, and I'm going to stick that in this bag, in a piping bag. And people always say, oh, use a star nozzle. I'm not even sure this is a star nozzle. All I know is it's a nozzle. So whatever kind of nozzle you have at home, just use it if you like it. This is the one that I could find, and I think it's going to give me the kind of grooves I want on the piping. So I'm going to hold it firmly. Some will come out at the top there, but don't worry. So I'm just going to go all the way around. So now we've finished piping each cheesecake, and we're just going to take an Oreo and stick it at the top. As I said, my piping's not very, very good. So I'm just going to stick an Oreo on it just to make it look nicer. If you think an Oreo is too big, you can split it in half. Just use a knife and cut through it and stick them on, you know, each cheesecake, especially if you don't have enough Oreos. I mean, in this whole thing, I think I've used about 40 Oreos, which is quite a lot. These are Oreo cheesecakes, Aramide style. And I hope they taste good. Until next time, bye.